Arsenal Armchair Podcast on tour this week. You find us in deepest, darkest Cornwallshire, out on the very western tip here of the British Isles, out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm in Bodmin, actually, which is used to be the capital of Cornwall, and everything that's anything goes down in this wee town. So, including soccer, they've got their own footy team, Bodmin AFC, and they play just around the corner in Priory Park. Might pop up to see how the reserves are getting on a bit later, but not till we get through episode 11 of the Arsenal Armchair Podcast, into double digits right now. This week, looking at the fixture list in the Women's Super League, which has just come out this morning, today, as we go to press. Arsenal getting ready for friendly duty while we travel to Girona this weekend. Bit of news for some of the pre-season antics, injury updates with Jurriën Timber and Declan Rice also receiving positive news this week. The Arsenal away kit has just been launched with Ian Wright fronting the campaign, which is pretty cool. Plus then a bit of transfer news with maybe some ins, maybe some outs. Kind of the lead story that I wanted to chuck at the front today was Arteta in conversation on the Arsenal website this week, demanding excellence has to be our standard for the season ahead, and wanting to push forward and go that bit further than we did last season, which was pretty much top of the summit. We couldn't get much higher, but you know, we did reach 2 finals in cup competitions that I guess we want to go a bit further in either of those 2 next time. Carling Cup, not so fussed about, but Champions League, wow, that would have been spesh. This is coming from bnsports.com. It's one of my favourites, purely because I like the logo. It's purple and it's white, and it's just simple as that. I sometimes catch it on my box to see some matches, usually with kind of odder commentators. I know the Fox team over in the States, Lee Dixon usually does a lot of like 3 p.m. kickoffs, which I know we're not supposed to watch, but I often find him popping up on BN Sports, from where they've kind of surmised bits of Arteta sitting down on the Arsenal website and on the Arsenal app. They've basically kind of transcribed bits of what he said. Excellent has to be our standard. And that has to drive us to attack the future, Arteta told the club website. The way we behave daily with more and more determination and ambition, because we've shown that we've got it. Now that we have to show that we belong to this level, and we want to increase and take this football club to a different dimension. I wonder what books he's reading, like in his downtime, to come up with these quotes and these feelings and these notions, because I could do with a few of them for my motivation. Women's fixtures have come out this morning. The WSL season kicks off start of October. The curtain raiser takes place on Sunday the 6th of September at 12 p.m. with our first home game of the season. Well, our first match of the new WSL season will be away to Brighton and Hove Albion on Sunday the 6th at 12 p.m. and then our first home match is against Crystal Palace on Sunday the 13th of September. It's very windy here. That's not the light balance. It's this, the awning above us is flapping around like crazy, so I'm sorry. It's been a bit gusty here. Brighton first match, Palace second. Then we've got 2 tricky ties against Manchester United on the 19th of September. That'll be at home at the Emirates. Then away to Chelsea on Sunday the 27th. So a really massive month in September to get things going. Then we go away to Man City. That's tricky. Birmingham at home, Spurs away, first women's North London derby. The weekend of the 24th, the 25th of October, I suppose that will be when the clocks change as well. Not that that will have much of a bearing on it, but maybe the floodlights will be on. I don't know. Into November, we play Villa then, Liverpool away, London City Lionesses, weekend of the 14th or 15th of November. That'll be my stepdad's birthday present, Nige. Sorry to spoil that for you already. And then we've got West Ham towards the end of Nov. December sees us playing just 2 matches. Everton away around the weekend of the 12th, 13th, and then Charlton Athletic, newly promoted CAFC, 19th or 20th of December. Those are the only 2 fixtures so far in December. And then January, a fairly busy month, 4 matches. We then have Brighton at home. I guess this is the reverse of the opening round of fixtures. Liverpool at home, London City Lionesses away, and then Man City at home, end of Jan. Saturday the 30th or Sunday the 31st. Into Feb, just 2 matches, Birmingham and Palace. March sees us play the North London derby at home. Around the weekend of Saturday the 13th, 14th of March, we welcome Spurs with open arms. Villa, Chelsea sees out the month. April, just 1 fixture. There must be other stuff happening. First weekend, we've got Everton at home, and then the season concludes with West Ham away, Man United away, and then Charlton at home. That looks like the bank holiday weekend in May. Got a bit of a soft spot for Charlton. A lot of my friends are Charlton fans, and I've been to the Valley loads of times. So it's going to be quite nice to see the women's team up in the WSL this season, because I always look out for Charlton fixtures on the weekend. I look out for, obviously, the Arsenal. Watford, always keen to see how the Hornets are getting on. Charlton, and then a few randomers as well. Who's the ones that went vegan a little while ago? Forest Green Rovers. I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. And then also Barnet. Whilst down here in Cornwall, in the garden, thought we'd get you some props. Got a nice little footy ball from back in the day. It's got that feel once it's had a good kick in and a bit of weather in that it's a bit softer and it's not fully pumped up. This is the kind of ball that ordinarily I wouldn't want a header. But if this one conked me on the nut, I wouldn't be too upset. Shouts to Jake, Josh and Jensen, who've routinely got a good beating in this garden at the hands of myself. Off to Girona then this weekend. Arsenal will take on Girona on Saturday at 7 p.m. You can watch it on the website. You can bag a bundle of all of our friendly matches against Betis, Dortmund and Como for just a tenner at the moment. I think that one's still available. Yeah, there's a bundle on the website to get all these matches for just 10 quid. Or after that, it goes up to 15. So don't wait around, say Arsenal website. Cool pics then of us in training. We mentioned last week that there was a full album out of the women in action. Same sort of story this time around. But then Frimmy, who presents on AFTV, the official Arsenal pre-match coverage on the Breakdown Live. He has gone out to hang out with the players in training. He goes behind the scenes, and it's really cool just like watching the players in action. It's a really like soothing sound. I don't know if you were a Big Brother fan from back in the day, and they would just set up cameras around the house 24/7 and you could just watch any room at any time, usually of people kind of doing nothing. And I know they're showing you cool bits of highlights from just watch that in the background for as long as it takes, just the players going through the drills, the occasional sound of the net getting, rippling, maybe the crossbar gets pinged, but it's a good watch if you've got a couple of mins on your hands right now. That's on the Arsenal website and also on the Arsenal app. Jurriën Timbers travelled back to London from Arsenal's training camp in Spain this week in a move related to the groin injury that caused him to miss the end of last season. This is from BBC Sport. The Netherlands international missed 2 months towards the end of last season because of an ankle injury, but returned just in time for the Champions League final. However, a groin issue then caused him to miss the World Cup. It's now understood that he's returned to London from our training camp in Spain, but sources insist that the visit is part of his rehabilitation schedule and not because of a setback in his recovery. But I've seen pictures of Ben White looking fit again, and you look like we've got fairly good-ish defensive cover, whilst obviously missing Saliba and a couple of the other World Cup crew. This one coming from... I can't read the URL. I was going from the Metro, your favourite freebie on a daily basis on public transport. Do you get it in your town or city? Mikel Arteta has allayed fears over Declan Rice's fitness and revealed the midfielder is pushing to make his return for Arsenal's pre-season. Can't we just tell him to chill? Can't we just say, Dec, listen, mate, get a nice semi-flat little Sondico, get to the beach and just hang out for a couple of weeks. Don't even worry about your macros or your carb loading. Just you do you for a bit, and it's all cool. We've got this. It's going to be fine. Don't rush yourself back. Rice endured a somewhat frustrating World Cup campaign with England after limping out of the side's group stage clash with Ghana with heavy strapping on his left calf. He was then sick. He then got food poisoning and was ill for a couple of days, bedbound. And the game that he played after that, he was really at odds, and then he kind of bounced back a little bit towards the end, but he just didn't look like. I mean, he always looks like he's giving it his all, and when he's doing that as well for England, when everyone else is having a rest, I worry. But it's the kind of guy he is, I suppose. We already covered that. Oh, news in the press that kind of came out this morning. That's, I suppose, the main football headline today is that Eddie Howe has left Newcastle. It doesn't say he's been sacked. It says he's stood down and he left. They had a friendly against Bristol City last night and they got pummeled 4-1. He's then posted some posts on socials saying that Bruno Guimaraes is out of the club. Hopefully that means he's coming to the Arsenal, but it doesn't go as far as to say that. But yeah, he's stepped down today from Newcastle, basically in the last 24 hours. A couple of other players have left this summer as well. Bruno Tonali and also Anthony Gordon. And it looks like they're now without. Actually, they've got a manager ready, but it's not going to be Eddie Howe from next season, which is a bit of a shame because we've usually. Actually, no, he's given us enough problems, hasn't he? With their sort of Stoke tactics of just rough us up and don't even try and really play too much football. They've always kind of got in our faces a bit too much. So hopefully the new bloke who's been managing over in Saudi, hopefully he just sticks the ball on the ground a little bit more. And if we pinch Bruno Guimaraes and he's playing for the Arsenal, at least that's one player that can't be getting stuck into the ruck, I think they call it up there, or the maul. Maybe they've got some other kick and rush rugby-style phrasing for their soccer at Newcastle. Outbound, AC Milan have made contact with the Arsenal over the availability of Ethan Nwaneri, with the Italian club exploring the possibility of signing the attacking midfielder as interest in the youngster grows across Europe, with the likes of Fulham also on the watch list. A couple of other Prem clubs are in the running. Everton, also RB Leipzig. What will be interesting, however, this is from courtoffside.com, is to see where and when Yeri ends up and on what kind of terms, as it seems likely that the Gunners would want some control over his long-term future. Not a top 6 club in the Prem, so Fulham or Everton, absolutely fine. And I would favour Fulham because I kind of like this relationship at the moment that we've got them pinching loads of our young kids. I want a price tag of 50 plus mil. 55 would be sweet enough. And then just hope that he doesn't play well against us. But so far, of our recent cohort of outbound Gunners, Emil Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson, not too many of them have caused us problems. That used to be back in the day, Adebayor, Robert Van Persie, we would sell these marquee players for massive transfer fees and then they would come back to score a hat-trick against us and really rub it in our faces. Fabregas even gave us a bit of a hard time with all the clubs that he went to afterwards. So let's just sell him to either someone abroad or a slight minnow in the Prem. And I'm kind of cool with that. I can't really see how he's going to break in. He's like a number 10 pretty much. I can't see him deposing Ødegaard or Eze. And then with Daumann's sort of creeping through in either number 10/right wing. I just don't know where Nwaneri's future lies with Arsenal, and we need to make a few quid coming back in. So elsewhere then, the Arsenal third kit launched this week with some pretty cool imagery and mischief with Ian Wright behind the campaign, talking about the design of this kit, and it's a sort of play on the bruised banana kit of the 90s, of which Ian Wright was kind of he was synonymous with that sort of kit. So he features in the ads for it that are available all across our platforms. There's also a mini documentary as well with Wrighty talking about it, which is nice to see. It's a cool looking kit. I'm liking these sort of slightly darker colours, and no better legend to have promoting the Arsenal than Ian Wright. So if you're looking to get yourself some new kit, it's on sale now, and you could be one of our fave Gunners of all time. I think that's about it really on the transfer flex. We haven't really covered what's his chops. That winger from Real Madrid that we probably don't have any chance of signing. I saw a few kind of podcast specials go up all about it, and I just thought Yeah, it would have been nice, but I just can't really see us in the running to make a signing for 150 million quid that's going to like break the bank and maybe disrupt the flow of the team. We don't want to do a Liverpool like by just spending our kitty on. I guess like yeah, Arsenal would have loved to sign Isaac last summer, just like most clubs would have wanted to, but to like really, go all in to do it when probably defensive midfield. We still need a bit of strengthening. We need an attacker. We need someone, I think, strengthening up front and probably perhaps a central defender. But do we want to make a marquee signing that's like, I don't know, I'm not sure. How do you feel about all this? This hasn't really been Arsenal's style so much in the past, but maybe it's time to change that. Let us know. Drop us a comment, ping us a DM, and let us know what you're feeling for the season ahead. It's just a couple of weeks away now. We're about to trickle into August, so I guess it's just on the very distant, very close horizon. We should find some nautical terms in that we're down here in Cornwall, but I don't flipping know none, so I hope you're well. You're treating each other with kindness and respect, and we'll see you very soon on the Arsenal Armchair Podcast.